I mean, just to kind of throw it to late stage capitalism theory, football is the thing which is stopping the masses from revolting because it is the pressure valve that allows those
Yeah, yeah.
people who are most capable of overturning tyranny and for the pressures to not build up in other places. There we go.
Well,
Um,
they've shafted the pubs this week, haven't they, with the budget? So there won't be any outlet there either.
no,
So
yeah. I mean, that's not
anyway,
getting cut in it, but never mind.
welcome to Buckets and Bubbles.
Hello.
Have we got a delay on the line?
Hey,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How are you, Mike?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? I've recovered.
What have you recovered? Oh, recovered from your illness.
From illness, yeah. So I've been
Good.
back at it this week.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Why is it called Buckets and Bubbles?
This week it's called Buckets and Bubbles because everything's a mess and somehow still kind of fun.
Is that actually what it said?
Yeah. So like
That's
when
brilliant.
life hands you a bucket of shite and a bubble of hope. There we go.
And that sums up, well, probably both our football clubs, really.
Yeah, yeah. It's been. I mean, I've very little to complain about results wise, but I'm still going to grumble.
Yes, it was interesting. So 2-2 away at Bournemouth. We lost 2-1 at home to Aston Villa. We'll get onto the games in a moment. However, let's do some social media. This I don't know when West Ham put this out, but it seems like an odd thing to make a really big thing of. And maybe if it was my club that had done it, I'd have probably gone, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. The first goalkeeper to get an assist this season.
Yeah, yeah. Alphonse Areola putting in a storming performance this week, so yeah, well deserved.
Storming, more than storming.
Yeah.
I mean, that second half. I think he made 8 saves. Didn't Bournemouth have an XG of about 309?
Yeah,
Something
and
like that.
he became just like the greatest keeper to have ever walked the earth for about 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. What's his squad number? 23.
Something like that, yeah. I think. Yeah, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
23 up to number 9, who is Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top
Like-
bins. Off you go.
Yeah, like that goal. I remember years ago, there were when Messi was at Barcelona and Ronaldo was at Real Madrid. There was a map of the passes of one of Messi's goals, and it was like 23 passes, something stupid like that, and it was little arrows here, there, and everywhere. And then there was like the Real Madrid one, which was just like one big one to Ronaldo and then shot. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I think Ronaldo is a prick, and I don't like him, but it reminded me of that meme from years ago, which I enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. The standard match day one, which I think they've been listening, Mike, because they've gone for a slightly different vibe. It looks like they've taken some of your players' pre-season football shirt catalogue things.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we've got
yeah.
a little bit of posing going on, and then Wilson at the top, sort of screaming into the. And then what's that all around? Oh, it's a cherry. Is it cherry? Cherry tree? It's a cherry tree.
Yeah,
Of course
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
The
Standard.
cherries. Yeah.
The cherries. But it was the next one that I liked because I don't know whether you've ever been to the Principalities. Is it called the Principalities?
Or the
Stadium?
Vitality.
Vitality, something
Yeah.
like that. Whatever it's called. But you know when the social media team sort of go when you're away, they go to the ground, they take sort of random pictures
Yeah.
of the ground and blah blah blah. Well, your social media looked at the ground and sort of thought, bit shit, this, isn't it? So
it is.
basically, and I think I'm hoping it's rather cheekily. I've just posted 2 pictures of their floodlights,
Cool.
and that's it.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
gone. There's no Ellsworth. Yeah. That's the
Who
nicest
else
bit.
worth looking at?
Yeah.
So we'll just go with the old school floodlights. Bit of one artistically taken. I think the YTS guy's been at it again.
Yeah.
I think probably was taking a picture up there at the lights and then suddenly looked down at the camera to have a look and took a picture by accident into the puddle and thought, oh, that's better than the one
Yeah.
he's taken, so we'll have that. So that was that. The only other one was explain yourself, please. 2-2. I'll take it, but I don't have to like it.
Yeah. Because I mean, a point away at Bournemouth this season, I don't think is a bad result, given our start to the season. The manner in which we gave those 2 points away is something to be grumbled at.
Okay, hold that thought.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You can explain that later. So that was that. Let's move on.
Stach.
Yeah, always enjoy these. This is Venom. Obviously, the villains. Leeds United versus Aston Villa. Villains. Unfortunately, and it is a bit of a nightmare for the upcoming game as well, got concussion. He was playing quite well, actually, first half, and got concussion, had to be taken off, so that didn't last very long. Our social media team was a bit boring. They did sort of it's just the programme again.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
We're losing, so let's not bombard. Yeah.
It was Pirro that also, and they retweeted it. Another picture of him. We thought, maybe we're struggling for goals. Maybe no. I think he came on with 10 minutes to go as usual with Farkle. Maybe 20 minutes, 70 odd minutes. I'll get onto that later. Anyway, so that's about it, social media wise. Do you want to do West Ham first?
Yeah, can do. We started off slightly bereft of our normal winning lineup in terms of Paquetá didn't start. He wasn't
Why?
Available.
He was. Why wasn't he? What do you mean he wasn't available?
Well, he was injured, I think.
Oh, right, okay. That sounded more sinister when they say he wasn't available. It's like, what do you mean?
No. There's nothing untoward from him. He's just got a bit of a knock. So he didn't start. That meant a change of formation, essentially. We went 3-4-3. So Igor came in as the centre of a back three.
I still can't take it seriously with that name. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I don't even know if it's Igor. It might be Igor. I don't know if that's better.
Wait, is it with an I or an E?
An I.
It's probably Igor then, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's Brazilian as well, so.
I mean, it just reminds me of what's his face playing Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I want to say Carry On Frankenstein, but it wasn't Carry On Frankenstein. Was it Young Frankenstein or something?
Yeah. So Kilman on the right, Todibo on the left. Midfield four: Wan-Bissaka, Potts, Ferdinand, and Diouf, with a front three of Bowen, Wilson, and Louis Guilherme, our second starting Brazilian. The thing is with Guilherme was bought by Tim Steiden when he was our head of recruitment. So it's going back a bit. It's under Moyes. It's Moyes' last season. And he comes in and he was like 18, this Brazilian wonder kid. I think we've been keeping tabs on him for a while because we have quite a strong Brazilian scouting network, which Rob Newman set up years and years ago. And he came in as not the finished product by any stretch, but somebody to develop, sent to Real Madrid for 110 million. And I think as a fan base, we've all really understood that and just gone, he's one for the future. He's not. And we've kind of gone, play him, bring him on, give him 20 minutes here, there and everywhere. And he doesn't really get a look in with the development squad either. So he's literally just training and being on the bench. And I think it shows. It shows because he came on and he's got some pace about him. He's a quick, tricky winger, but his passing isn't great. His interceptions aren't great. His final product isn't great. He's a little bit intimidated and a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But he can run with the ball.
But is that rusted? Because the thing is, because you've just said he's not really getting a look in. He's not really playing games. I mean, one of the things that Farker bangs on about is it's all right sort of saying, so and so's fit, they've recovered and they're training, but if they haven't played games, actual games. Yeah. Especially at Premier League level. And Okafor said this after his first couple of games when he was interviewed. He asked the interviewer, I think it was BBC Radio Leeds or whatever, just said, is it like that all the time, that speed? And it was like, that's what it's like all the time. And I think, so there's something in around that you can't, I think as fans sometimes we just go, Dan James is fit, or, whatever, is fit. So why are they not just playing? Well, can they just step straight? Is that fair?
No.
I don't know.
And that's absolutely right. He's not got the game time, and I don't know if that speaks of what they see in training doesn't merit the game time, or whether it is just a case of they understand that he's on that journey of development and he's not ready, so they are just safeguarding him a little bit. 46 minutes, Kyle Walker-Peters came on for him. So pretty much kind of straight into second half. So just not skipping over the first half, but we had a reasonably decent first half. 2 goals from Callum Wilson. First one, an absolute worldie, which just was, straight pass up and just launched straight into top corner. It was a stunning effort on 11 minutes. And then the second one, again, just
That was the Areola.
that's the
long ball.
Areola assist. Yeah, like he absolutely merits his starts week in, week out. He's becoming, and I hate to kind of be like, oh, I hope as long as he stays fit or whatever, because so far he's not shown any sign of any sort of issue. It could just be a case of we're managing him in well, in terms of the minutes he's getting, and that seems to be, extending his ability to feature in games, which is nice. Second goal, back to goal, takes it down his chest and oiks it straight into top corner. Like the control and the temerity, is that the word?
It will be. Yep.
To try something like that,
it's either it's temerity or that's either that thing that's like an
telemetry.
That's telemetry.
Yeah,
the other one's temerity. And the other one, I think you're right.
Yeah, the bollocks to do it, and it just shows somebody who feels confident and somebody who's happy with it, with his playing time and his ability, because he tried it and it came off, and like that's got to be so good for a player to just be like, I've come on in 45 minutes, 2 goals, and when he was subbed at 52 minutes in the second half, he wasn't happy, like he's on for a hat trick. No, he's on for a hat trick. He's playing well, and he's oiked at 52 minutes.
That'd be a few quid though, wouldn't it, if he'd have got a hat trick, I reckon.
Oh yeah, I mean that'd have been our January budget fucked. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Not when you sell Paquetá and Bowen. You're gonna have loads of money.
I know, 200 million. Might be able to get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. Throwback to last week. Not that we'd have him because Nuno's doing really well. Apart from this, he weren't happy at all. But Nuno gave him a little cuddle and he went off and sat down, and it was great. He took it on the chin, and I'm happy to see the passion and the drive to be like, I'm really annoyed that I'm coming off, but also the matureness and the team spirit enough to not throw an absolute wobbler, and
So let me get this straight. He took it from Nuno on the chin.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, he took it from Nuno right on the chin.
Okay, fair enough. Passion. There's been a lot of passion being talked, hasn't there? Because did you see that? Do you see the Everton thing with the two Everton players?
Yeah.
And he slapped him, and he got sent off. I'm not sure. And basically, all the managers have come out and gone, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
Should you be getting sent off for like slapping your own teammate?
I don't think so at all. There's an argument to say that it is bringing the game into disrepute. There's that idea.
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not ideal.
But it's his own team. It's his own player. It's not affecting the flow of the game. It's not affecting a particular move. Nope. It's not affecting the opposition. It's just somebody going, oi, pull your finger out your ass. Do you know what I mean?
You've been shit. Sort yourself out. Like we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
But interestingly, should the referee in that situation have done what happened in the Leeds game to Altanaka, which basically he put a tackle in, he got a yellow card, and then he put another tackle in, and the referee let it go because there was a counter-attack. But he then told the fourth official that the next time Tanaka puts a tackle in, he's going to get another yellow. So you wonder whether in that situation it's like, over to the managers, not having that, and I'm telling you now, if one or two of them they step out of line, there's going to be cards coming out.
Yeah, and that gives the club the opportunity to deal with that, and that feels like the mature stance, because you've dealt with it, I suppose. And
we don't want maturity though, do we?
No.
Anyway, I cut you off in full flow.
That's
second
all right.
half, go for it.
Second half. So Souček comes on, and to be fair to Nuno, this has been a tactic which has prevailed in the last couple of games, bringing on Souček as a giant false number 9. On this occasion, this substitution was too early, and it didn't work. And we lost our attacking edge.
There was one. I'm just looking at the stats now. I can't remember the game fully, but there was one before that, though, wasn't it? Because your Brazilian kid got taken off for Walker Peters.
Yeah.
Which you would assume was, we're 2-0 up, half time. Let's take an attacker off and put a defender on.
Yeah, and Walker Peters is one of those who, on paper he's a defender, but he's got he can run with the ball. He can take a ball off Bowen's toe and score a goal and stuff like that. So he's kind of like, he absolutely is. He's kind of going, right, we're 2-0 up. Let's make this 3 wins in a row. Let's safeguard it. but there's still a little bit of an outball through Walker Peters. He's not absolutely kind of killed an opportunity. He's just gone, whoa, just, And we were just a little bit shit because we didn't have Paquetá in midfield, and our formation just didn't, like, it's a different formation.
The Square Ball, which is a Leeds podcast, and I've mentioned before that they do that propaganda around other clubs.
Let's have a very good look.
Yeah. And Claret and Blue.
Yeah.
That one of the podcasts, Claret and Blue. I think it was that one. He basically said exactly what you've just said about, before the game, away at Bournemouth, you're going a draw. I'll have that all day long. Thank you very much. However, the manner of the game, he started off by saying, some people are saying, it was a defensive masterclass in the second half, and he was going, no, it was just luck. It was luck that the 20 shots that they had in the second half, only 2 of them went in. And he was saying if they'd have won 5-2 and scored 5 goals in the second half, I don't think anybody would have complained.
That's exactly what happened. Is we just, Nuno talks about how Bournemouth essentially upped their game and didn't let us out. I would counter that he didn't want us to get out and wanted us to sit there.
How much is it the players, right? Because you sometimes hear, this is sensible football talk, isn't it? It's really sensible.
Nuno was very gracious in kind of saying it was Bournemouth who were the ones who didn't let us out, and I kind of think there's a lot to do with that, and they absolutely pressed us, but I think there's a lot of kind of no, sit back. And maybe there was some intention to try and go on the counter, and I think that's where Bournemouth probably excelled, is they nullified what our outball was towards Souček, and that was evident in the Nicholas Füllkrug substitution late on. He looked like he could not be arsed, so he was about as effective as sticking a bouncy ball in a shirt and just kicking it upfield.
You would have to assume that he was put on to try and have an outball to hold the ball up.
Yeah, and he just, he was there, he went through the motions. He was, like I say, we'd have been better off just sticking a shirt on a bouncy ball and booting it upfield.
How much did you pay for him?
He was a lot of money. He was about 27 million quid.
Okay.
And
how much will you get for him?
We'll get about 5, and we'll be lucky.
Quid or 5 million?
5 million.
So you're saying he's a player at the moment that's not prepared to take it on the chin from?
No. He's less than likely to want to take it on the chin. We've got a lad in development squad called Kante. We've got Callum Marshall, both of whom would take his spot on that bench tomorrow and do a much better job with it. And I would like to think that would be the option going forward. But
let me ask you this, just off the back of that. See, there's a theory going around that Aronson at Leeds must have something on Farker, like pictures or something.
Yeah.
So who's the player at West Ham that's got something on either the board or the manager?
It's a weird one, because I think under Potter, I think there's an absolute, that would be Kilman would have been that player, because he was getting in and we were like, what are you doing? He's crap. And every week Potter would pick him. Whereas like under Nuno, he's improving. Like he's had a standout game against Newcastle. He's had an all right game against Burnley, and I think he had a little bit of a stinker.
Did you just go Burnley?
No. I went like pointed
like Burnley.
Burnley. No.
Yeah.
I pointed at my screen, but my screen doesn't say anything to do with Burnley, so I don't know. Because obviously, he gave away the pen, didn't he?
Did he give away the pen?
Yeah, he gave away, and it were blatant as well. He would absolutely like bang to rights. Yeah, it went handball. Yeah. So I think he's one who you kind of go, how's he still getting in? But then you look at the bench and you kind of go, it's him or Mavropanos, and I like Mavropanos. Don't get me wrong.
You do like Mavropanos.
I do like Mavropanos, but he's got an error in him, same as Kilman. So it's a little bit like do you want somebody who can carry the ball a little bit, or do you want somebody who's going to stick his head on everything and
Yeah. But whichever one you pick, they're probably likely to make a mistake. Who's your stinker then?
My stinker is that substitution. Is Wilson for Souček. It's that, which then kind of the wedge of let's sit back in his 18-yard box and defend like shit.
If you were to draw, because I think we're level on points now, aren't we? Are you above us on one goal difference?
Yeah, one goal.
Like we've got like exactly the same record, haven't we?
Yeah.
Wins, draws, and losses. It's just one goal,
Yeah.
minus 10 and minus 11. If you were to drop back into the bottom three, how long's Nuno got?
What a way. So that's 6 games we've had. So over the last 6 games. So he's lost 3, he's won 2, and he's drawn 1. And I think that's reasonable. So
that keeps you up. You carry on doing that. That keeps you up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like had we just come off the back of that first win at Newcastle, I think that's a different conversation because we are coming, but then you're starting to include Potter's record there. But David Sullivan in particular, he's not a fan of changing managers mid-season. He doesn't like to do it. He likes to honour contracts and he likes to do the things in the summer window. That's when he likes to make his changes. But I could absolutely see had Nuno not started the trajectory start to climb in the last couple of weeks, I don't think he'd have seen the season. I think they'd have given him till after January.
If it's any consolation, though,
yeah,
I think they're quite, because all the stuff you're talking about, we could apply to my club in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
You sort of go, you've got the owners are American. They by their own admission, they're sort of new to football. Yes, they've got some assistance from Red Bull who have that sort of scouting network. But you look at the people running the football club, and you go, they're not experienced football people, and that's slightly worrying, especially when you talk about recruitment. Because I could bang on about recruitment. I mentioned it last time about we signed to be strong at the back and big and physical, and like, well, we're conceding a lot of fucking goals, quite frankly. Because if they think they got the recruitment so right, then clearly the manager isn't doing what they think they should be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for us, it feels like Farkas, they're just waiting to pull the trigger, and you sort of think, if you're waiting to pull the trigger, why don't you just do it? It was weird at Ellen Road, because I was at Ellen Road. The atmosphere was weird, and it was all a bit sort of. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then the first half, because the last 2 games we've been shocking. We get to the ground and Aronson's starting, and we're going, hang on a minute. James he's played for Wales. What? And in his press conference this week for this weekend's game, he's been banging on about sort of physical output and how the top 2 of physical output teams are us and Man City. Yeah, well, Man City could go top nearly. Well, they couldn't, but can go second or whatever if they win. And if we win, we'll be lucky to come out of the bottom 3, even if we win. So whether you say physical output or not is fucking irrelevant. I don't care if we're running more than any other team, because it clearly means that the other teams have been more effective with their running. Clearly you don't have to run more than the other teams in order to be higher up the league. I mean, that by your own, it's madness. Anyway,
I want to say, just looking at the stats. So, in terms of distance covered, Leeds covered more distance. Villa walked more. Leeds jogged more and had just over 1.5% more sprinting. So, like the stats bear it out, but it's exactly right, isn't it? It's like you might jog 2% more than Villa, but like, what's that 2% give you?
It's irrelevant.
Yeah,
we battered them that first half. Really, they couldn't handle it. We just bullied them, which is not. It's not a Leeds thing. I mean, it is historically, it's quite a Leeds thing, but not a recent Leeds thing. We're a bit nice. We've always been a bit nice recently.
Post Bielsa, I always remember Bielsa. It was always really difficult because if you had possession, there were at least 3 white shirts always around you. It was always hunted for it. So yeah, it feels recently. Yeah, you're right.
But even with the Bielsa team, I would argue we were still nice. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't. We were fast and we were on, and the pressing. That's what Bielsa's football is all about. But I wouldn't say there was going back to what we said about the Roy Keanes and going back to the Everton game. The people that are sort of screaming, I'm sure Roy Keane was never the person who ran the most.
No.
In fact, he probably ran the least, apart from the goalkeeper. But he was still effective anyway. Different.
Yeah.
Anyway. So talking about fucking Manchester United again. Anyway, right. So first half deserved the lead. Score another goal. It's probably different. But we just haven't got the quality. And then the second half, amazingly, we've got a manager on the opposition who tweaks it, who looks at the game and goes, "This ain't quite working. I know what we need to do," and actually said it in his presser afterwards. They said, "What happened in that first half?" And to be fair to him, he said, Well, Leeds United happened in that first half. There were two teams here. You know, they were better than us in that first half. And in the second half, and he said, we switched it. We realised we weren't getting enough joy down the left-hand side, etc. So we switched stuff around. And you're going, oh, is that what a football manager does then? Does look at it and go, it's not working, so at half-time we change it. It's like, fuck, are you listening to this? We're the better team. We come out, and all of us sat where I sit on my row, and we were going, you know, we just need to come out and just be careful. Not be careful by sitting back, but just be switched on.
Yeah.
And of course, they scored within 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And you're going, and everybody in the ground, it was just, you could just feel it. Everybody went,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah, fair enough. So even at full time, there was some sort of boos. There were, but it wasn't, you know, it was more like, nah.
Yeah, even the anger at it is just so, like, there's no energy in that anymore, because it's like, it's just the same shit.
Any anger.
Yeah,
I don't think there is any anger. It's just like, I thought we played really well in that first half. I thought we were good. I thought Aronson was good. He does what he says on the tin. He does, you know, whatever. Substitutions came along. Oh, well, he brought Tanaka on. He had to do earlier on because Stack went off.
Yeah.
He brought Harrison on, and I'll tell you what was funny. Aston Villa, and this is the other thing that happens. Aston Villa made 2 substitutions, I think, and they took off their number 11. So the number 11 went up on the board.
Yeah.
And Aronson, who is number 11 for us, came running across. It wasn't even our substitution, but he knew he was coming off. It was like, oh, that's my number. And then Farke was like, no. So he had to run all the way back.
Yeah.
Going, fucking hell, it's farcical.
I mean, that speaks to something, doesn't it? You know.
Tanaka came on 24 minutes, whenever that was, 25 minutes when Stack got his head injury, his concussion thing. Right. So the first set of substitutions. So just before that, somebody from the West Stand, which is our West Stand is where the dugouts are.
Yeah.
This guy, supporter, probably similar my age, maybe a little bit older, bald head, he's got a gilet on, just sort of steps over the barriers, just in front of us. This steps over the barriers, just starts walking down the touchline. Like nobody stops him. Walks through the Aston Villa technical area. Still nobody, right? And just before he gets to the dugout, he gets stopped. And basically, he's shouting at Farke to make a fucking substitution. This is like, and then the crowd starts singing, "Make a sub, make a sub, make a sub."
Yeah.
He doesn't, because he never does until 70 minutes. So then, anyway, this geezer gets... Because once upon a time, you could go and throw your season ticket at him, couldn't you? You know what I mean? It's like your book. You're tearing out your pages in your book. You could throw your season ticket in anger. Can't chuck your phone, can you?
No.
You chuck it... Oh, sorry, can I have that back? So anyway, he gets...
You're just pointing at it, going...
Yeah. I'm deleting it. Look, delete.
Offload app.
I can re-download it later. So he makes his subs on 70 minutes, which it's always 70 minutes. It's so predictable.
Yeah.
And then Calvert-Lewin comes on, Daniel James. There's no change. Now, the point was, Aronson doesn't get taken off. What happens to Aronson is Aronson's moved into number 11. And he does that for 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, 8 minutes. And then he brings Pirro on for Aronson, I believe.
Yeah.
For Aronson. And puts Pirro as a front 2 or in that number 10. And you're going, what was the point of that? Why, if you were going to bring Pirro on anyway, just bring him on at 70.
Yeah.
Why have you waited another 8 minutes and then changed it again? Yeah. It's like...
Square pegs and round holes for a bit, and then, yeah.
It's just completely clueless. You're sort of going, what is the point? Aston Villa weren't great.
No.
Even in the second half, they weren't great. If we concede another goal down the left-hand side, I swear to God. I mean, left-hand side, you know if you attackers down the left, midfield runners, cut it back, you're going to score. Time after time after time. Now, when I've seen the goal back, to be fair to, I can't remember who scored their goal. It's Morgan Rogers. He scored both of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
And to be fair to him, it's a good finish. Bogle is quite close to him, and it's a nice little flick and fair dues. His Morgan Rogers free kick, straight over the wall into an empty net, and you're going, how can that be? How can that be? Maybe it was a good free kick. Maybe I'm not giving him enough credit. But anyway, you're going, they didn't have to. You know when you're watching a game and you go, they didn't have to be that good. They just had to do enough, and they just did enough to beat us. I'm not even going to start on the ref because he's. Have you seen the size of him? That ref. It's
No,
like-
who are it? Oh, yeah, I think I know which one you mean.
But yeah, my stinker is just Farkas. It's just. It just seems clueless. It just seems like other managers look at a game and go, I know what this needs. And they do something. Now, whether that works or not is fine. It might not have worked for Aston Villa, but at least they did something.
But yeah, I mean, it's that thing I was on about last week about there's a half a dozen teams at the top end do the same thing week in, week out because they've got the skill and they've got the depth to be able to do it. And then the bottom half does the same thing of sitting back and just countering because that's all you can do. But then Villa in the middle, they have to be adept at just tweaking things and going, oh, right, today's the day where I need to do this and I'm going to set out doing this and see what happens. And then if not, I need to do that. So, they did exactly what they needed to do. There's a reason why they are where they are. And it's because they've got a manager who is capable of looking at things and going, I need to change that.
But anyway, yeah, we've got City at the weekend and we're going to get absolute. Stach is out because of the
Concussion
protocol. Longstaff is out because he's picked up some sort of injury that's going to be out for 3-4 weeks apparently. So we're massively in the shit. If we get anything from the next 3 games, do you play midweek?
Sunday we've got Liverpool, which
at home or away?
At home.
Don't make any difference with them at the minute.
But this is the thing. So Arne Slot needs a result, and it is entirely West Ham to turn over and just let him have a decent game
and take it on the chin.
Yeah, take it on the chin. Yeah, we'll be the game that saves his job at least for a week.
Well, hang on. I'd say for a week because you've got Liverpool. We've got Man City tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got Chelsea on Wednesday, and then we've got Liverpool the following weekend.
So you might have Klopp in the dugout for them. So we got Liverpool, and then following that on Thursday, Man United away. I mean, given form for those two, and given our trajectory,
you can get at them.
There's 4 points in those 2 games.
Okay.
We'll come away with none, but there's.
Hey.
I'd say win and a draw out of those 2. I'd be ecstatic with. Yeah, do you want a minute?
Yeah, go on.
Leeds' chances of getting anything other than 1 point from the next 3 games.
I will bite your hands off at 1 point from the next 3 games, quite frankly, the way that we're going. The problem is, so here's the problem. I think that the 49ers have gambled a lot with Farker. They've gambled on our home form keeping us up. So not wanting to be down with the very young kids at the moment, but they've said 6-7 home wins and we stay up. But it's like, so what, do we just sacrifice the away? And also, are you seriously suggesting, because we haven't got anything at home against Aston Villa, we didn't get anything at home against whoever it was last time, can't remember, I want to blow my brains out. Are you seriously suggesting we're going to get 6 points at home against Chelsea and Liverpool? I mean, that ain't happening. So where are these 6-7 wins coming from? We might get 1 point.
You can finish your point if you want.
No. There is no point other than I just don't see it. But I'll take a point.
Yeah, I mean, out of those games, fair. Do you know what I mean? It's just
we'll probably run more than them though.
Yeah.
Because physical output is the most important thing in the league, and the fact that we're a bit too emotional as a fan base. If Farker says that again, I think there's going to be riots.
I mean, like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, we're a bit too emotional. That's the point. That's why people come.
Great.
I mean, just to kind of throw it to late stage capitalism theory, football is the thing which is stopping the masses from revolting, because it is the pressure valve that allows those people who are most capable of overturning tyranny, and for the pressures to not build up in other places. There we go.
Well, they've shafted the pubs this week, haven't they, with the budget? So there won't be any outlet there either.
No.
So
yeah. I mean, that's not getting cut in it, but never mind.
All right, yeah. That's me in it. Yeah. So give me a minute on Areola being your top assist of the season. Most assists.
Most assists. Ariel have been most assists. So, yeah, I could see it. I mean, that would mean Bowen and Somerville and Paquetá maybe were playing slightly below par, and it would mean relegation season. But for him to be our top assist for the season, I can see it when you have somebody like Wilson who can take a ball and just launch it from that point. I can absolutely see Nuno going, try that again, just keep going. And if we got 2 out of 10, of it next 20 games, that's 10 assists. No, it ain't. It's maybe 2. But that's fair enough. 2. If Ariola got 3 assists for this season, amazing.
You'd hope that wasn't the top, though.
No, like I said, that'd been relegation season. But yeah.
Having said that, is that any different to the long throw? Is to take long throw, launch it into the box, boom. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Get it in the mixer as quick as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it would always Sam Allardyce, going back a little bit, always used to talk about getting to the final third as quickly as possible. But once you're in there, keep it on the deck.
You might hear from him again because, quite frankly, if they sack Fark, I can't see anybody else coming in.
Yeah.
We'll go back to Big Sam. Fuck it.
Well,
Happy
there we
days,
go.
aren't there?
There we go.
That's it. The capitalism stuff's staying in.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that capitalism stuff is going to be the bit that I put right at the front.
When we're talking about late stage capitalist theory. Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good stuff, isn't it?
Like and subscribe. Give us a share. Give us a share to anybody who likes football and go, this is not how you do a podcast. This is
yeah. Any tips? Just let us know.
Yeah. And if anybody wants us as guests on, if you want in opposition views and stuff, just go look at the other podcasts because they're better.
Get somebody on that knows what they're talking
Yeah,
about. Because we can barely remember players' names. So
yeah.
However, if you want to talk about taking it on the chin or capitalism,
I'd have a cat interrupt you.
Yeah, give us a knock.
And on that note, it's time to end.
See you later.